Well, as I get ready to head out this morning, my little doe and fawns family there, a couple of does with their babies, is seeing me off. They're sucking up the feed on a beautiful day. Going to be spectacular. Going to be 75 degrees, and Jimmy's working. What is wrong with that picture? You know, I said I would probably never retire. I can definitely see now why people retire. Because it's in 75 degrees, what do you really have to do? It's not work, it's fish. So, I'm gonna let those two babies there. Oh, they're gonna get aggressive. That one baby's bigger. It looks like he may have some little nubbins. Probably a little buck right there. He's gonna grow into one of those giants if he is. Because that's a doe there. I think that other little one's a buck, because he's quite a bit larger. But it could be just the genetics, but I think I see some nubbins on his head. I'm not sure. They will pop up a little bit later if they are. Looking pretty. Very, very good. Hi there, boys and girls, whoever you are. Kind of hard to tell since we have some boys now that do not have antlers. I think what we got out there is a boy and a girl, maybe. I don't know. Because that's a girl right there. Either that or a small buck. And then that other deer is probably a buck. It's definitely a really wild deer. He took off there to the wild blue yonders. Heading off through there, the white flag. Yeah, that's a buck. He's got the tag in the right ear. I believe that is Buddy. Little Buddy's lost his antlers. Haven't found either one of them. I've been looking. And we have lots of babies right here. Hi, Wild Child. Hi, Tiny. Look at all the babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 8. Hi, guys. Hi, babies. You know, you can see right there on this side is a great deal. If Wild Child get her head out of the way, you can look at Casper on that. As we're looking at the left side, what we're looking at his right side. See that scar that went from his mouth, how it's healed quite a bit. Get a good look at him right there. You see Prince Charming, of course, is wanting carrots. But you can see how that is healed. And it looks like he's gonna be fine. The good thing is he ate and drank well during all of that process. He was just fine. Wild Child, split ears is there, and Rose. That's Rose there with the yellow tag, the yellow rose of Texas. Got the yellow tag in her ear. And split ear, that's right there somewhere. There's split ear right there. Hi, baby. Hi, baby, split ear. Yeah. It's a big deer. I think Wild Child may be just as big or bigger. A little wind blowing out here. But Nellie and I, just gonna walk by them out here, but Nellie and I are gonna put the boat in the water and fish. We just watched the Oklahoma girls win another game. I believe 65 in a row. Look how dark his back hocks are. Now he's got a rub on his back just like Casper has. They're doing that in there somehow, probably. Hi, babies. Hi, Wild Child. Hi, honey. She's such a sweetheart. And there's the other albino deer. So that's another deer back there, Tiny. So I guess we got 10 or 11 right here. They're all wanting a treat, but I don't have a treat because I'm heading out to the lake. We've only got an hour before dark, but I told Chris it'd be all right for me to go out on the lake for an hour, and she said, oh, sure. I'll just take a quick nap. So that's what she's doing. And I'm heading out on the lake for an hour, but that's a pretty bunch of deer right there. Beautiful bunch of deer right there. Things have calmed down a little bit. Only Chris and I here now. When it's only Chris and I, we have friends. We have company. And we have a lot of company this morning. Look at that little bunch of deer out there. That is a pretty good bunch of deer. And it's about 7 or 8 out there for sure. I see more coming up through the woods there. So, and we are beginning to have several of our bucks that don't have any antlers, so we don't really know what we got out there. We have to look at them really close to be able to tell. Kind of take a look there. That looked like a buck chasing a doe off right there. They are greedy around the South fresh deer food. Yes, they are. It's a doe and a fawn for sure. I think those are all does and fawns right there. Just no way to really tell for sure. But it's Sunday morning, and it's going to be another incredible day. 80s, above 80 here in February, even though it's getting close to the end of February. The 80s is still remarkable. They don't like that deer. Must have bad breath. Or BO or something, I don't know. Not in a little bunch. He says, I don't care. That's a baby. That's just a baby. And that's probably its mama right there. I don't know. The little baby says, hey, I'm hungry. Poor little guy. Go around the front and get you some ryegrass. There's plenty of ryegrass around front. They can't run you off around there. There's a big, even a little baby wants to run another baby off. Look at that. Y'all are being plumb ugly to that little baby. My goodness sakes alive. It may just all be does. I haven't seen that I can identify that any antlerless bucks out there. So I think it's all just does and babies. They sure are being ugly to that one baby, that's for sure. That's the early morning feed that's gone off. About another hour, another one will go off. My goodness sakes alive. A great way to start another great day. Oh my goodness. You girls have got an attitude this morning. Oh, y'all must have had a bad night, that's all I can say. We love it, though. They all have their own little deals they're thinking about, and they're greedy. Well, there's something that we haven't seen in a while. They're not paying a whole lot of attention to me. Knock the wind off this phone a little bit. 2 big Canadian geese, a pair of them. Not a bunch of them, but just a pair. And I'm just wondering, they might be gonna lay some eggs here close by. Surely it's getting to be pretty close to the time when those geese will be laying their eggs. I look off over here, Mr. Forrest is in the yard eating. Hi, Mr. Forrest. Look off this other direction, and we see a big, beautiful buck. Looks like maybe Fat Boy. He's got both of his antlers on his head. Forrest has none. I believe that's Fat Boy over there. And my geese have kind of woke up from their little snooze down there. I think that's what they were doing, is taking a little nap. Hi there, Fat Boy. Hi, Fat Boy. Yeah, they're stretching their wings out, trying to wake up a little bit. That's exactly what they were doing, just as sure as the world. Exactly what they were doing. But Nellie will make sure that the geese, that they smell like ducks, boss. But Nellie will make sure that the geese do not get too used to the yard and because of a pooping mess. Yeah, they look more comfortable out there in the water. They're pretty comfortable sleeping on the bank, though. That's funny. I knew Benelli would be watching them down there and thinking, they need to get out of my yard. And she's just walking around, not paying any attention to the deer, although I think she might have run them off too, really. And she didn't run them off, they just left with her presence, like the geese did. They left with her presence as well. They sure look pretty out there, and I kind of hope they bring some babies. It's awful pretty to see little baby goslings swimming around and growing. That just might happen here pretty soon. Well, I was looking out at a goodly little bunch of deer across the road over there a few minutes ago. So grabbed my iPhone to take a look, and now I see there's 3. I thought there were just 2 left. I saw a couple take off that other direction. There's some coming out of the woods. And those are big bucks right there. Those are both of those really big bucks. See them in the sunlight back behind. There comes another one running. I don't know what that is. It looked like a smaller deer. I just saw 4 or 5 there. Those deers head up to the left there. And those big bucks took off running that way. Those other deer feeding in that little food plot, not paying a whole lot of attention, so obviously must not be something dangerous that they're running from. It was more like they were running to. Be my guess, if they're running to something in that direction, that Apache might be at the other pens, up the road there a little ways, and that might be what the deal is. But anyway, I think those were does there, but I'm not too sure. I think those are does and fawns. Those are definitely big bucks with antlers still intact over on that other side. Beautiful, beautiful, incredibly beautiful evening here on the Eagle. Wind blowing a little bit. Hopefully that wind stops between now and dark. We have a little small handful of deer approaching the feeder this morning. We had one doe, which is out here somewhere. Oh, there she is. I guess that's a doe. It's kind of hard to tell. We have to look at them with binoculars right now. I had that little doe come out about 30 or 40 minutes ago before the sun peeked over the mountain. And she was the only one out there. She's just kind of lounging around. And then these over here to the right began to do the same thing. And there's 3 or 4 of those deer there. We don't, again, know totally what they are, but I believe these are simply does and fawns. I don't see any spot on their head. Zoom in all we can with my iPhone. One of these days we'll have an iPhone that has 20 power zoom on it probably. Be hard to hold it still, but we'll be able to really zoom in and look out there. 9 power is what the zooms out to. I don't know if that's a true 9 power or not. Doesn't seem like it. But whatever it is, they call it 9 power. It allows us to look at them pretty good out at a distance. But Nellie's probably out on the porch. She might be have gone down to the lake. Yeah, she probably went down to the lake, take her an early morning swim. It's probably out to the right. Makes them a little nervous. Not really scared of her. Bungee cords. Bungee cords have solved the elk problem. You notice they're on my Texas Hunter feeder. 2 bungee cords running from one side to the other across the top. And the elk have not figured that out yet. They may figure it out someday. That definitely is a doe there. I think the others that we're looking at over there too that are a little nervous, I believe those are does as well. Well, they shed their fear and are coming on up when the other doe didn't pay any attention because they're all used to Benelli. Benelli does not chase them. Occasionally she runs out through the woods after a squirrel that she sees. She hasn't caught a squirrel yet. She's probably fast enough to, but doesn't know what to do with one when she catches it. She's not really a killer like Daisy and Beamer were definitely killers. They'd catch a pig and kill it. They were killers. But they sort of had to do that because they didn't kill a pig. The pig would kill them. 3 different times I had to have Beamer sewed up from getting cut up with the tusk of a big boar. 3 different times. $400 each time. But my dog needs sewing up. I'll go without food to have it sewn up, if necessary. Now, I didn't have to go without food to get it sewn up. Don't be telling people I did. I have never in my life yet had to go without food, except a time or two that I left my billfold at home and could not stop and buy fuel or anything between here and Sherry's, but it's only 200 miles, so going without food for 200 miles is not like going without food. I have gone on many diets throughout my lifetime and gone without food for a couple, 2 or 3 days. Never fasted for the Lord. Probably should do that someday. Never really been led by God to do that. Fasting is an important deal, though, and many Christians do that occasionally. People that observe Lent give up something for Lent. I guess I'd give up Bluebell ice cream. Bluebell ice cream. A lot of people give up things that they don't really do much of anyway. That's not really the purpose, I don't think, of Lent. Although I don't know much about that. I don't know totally all about that. I know I've heard a lot of jokes about it, but I'm sure it's very serious, not funny at all. But we joke about serious things, particularly rednecks. Those are all does and fawns. Yes. And we have that situation clarified.